Alright, so I set it up so that way you would spawn over here, and the first thing you would have to fight would be this cat. He tends to kill himself pretty easily, but it's not that hard. So he's not exactly the hardest gem to get, but because it's easy to get him into the spikes, or he'll just wander his way over to this water and fall on it. As it is, I added that death lightning thing to try to add challenge, but it doesn't actually do anything to boats, so I'll need to adjust that, but it does at least look good. Now this one, it's a slightly different take on a beam jumping puzzle, where instead of having clouds, you just need to manage your jumps to jump in and out, and it adds a decent amount of challenge to basically just a transition area, and it's still fairly simple to do. As it is, the timing should be pretty good, because if you double jump too soon, you'll hit your head on a beam. Over here, all of these strawberries you can just bypass, because there's enough strawberries elsewhere in the level, but if you want to gather them, they're there to be gathered. And they're not exactly all that difficult to get, just a little tedious. So you can just grab this one. And then what's more interesting is getting to the slice of pie, because that's just under here. Again, depending on how you approach it, it's not that difficult to get, but it does take a little bit of effort. So you can see it right during the boat ride, and then you just hop through the portal, grab it, and hop on back out. And then this one, you can either grab it like that, and then grab this one, and then you can just hop up and grab that. So from here, you can just grab these, grab this one, and then these floaters, they add a decent bit of challenge to a pretty simple transition. So you just need to jump on them. Technically speaking, you don't even need to jump on the other one. You've got enough space to double jump. And then this is just an easy magma transition to the next zone. So over here, you mostly just have a poison spitter to deal with. He's not all that hard to deal with, but depending on how you time it, it can be bad. Now, this is the trickiest part with the cannons, so you need to get the timing more or less spot on, because the cannons do like that. So typically you'll want to wait for all the projectiles to come through. So around now is good, and then you can just get to the exit. So that's the level. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but a couple of the areas can be surprisingly challenging depending upon how they start, because the cannons can start in sync or out of sync, and the challenge varies depending upon if they're in sync or out of sync. The poison spitter is a pretty decent challenge, but it can be pretty easy to get past once you know about. But for the moving block area, it's just a bit of tedium if you want to get either the pie or 2 extra gems. But otherwise, it's pretty straightforward to grab the cat, the gem in this transition area, and the gem up here in order to just leave if you want to get through quickly.